And welcome to Tyler's Reviews, where we have today the beautiful Vulcan 121 Aimo under review, including the special feature of the unboxing. So I've been waiting some time for this keyboard to show up. It's been highly anticipated. I have been very, very excited to open this one. Upgrading from the old Thermaltake Cooler Master. So that is a definite upgrade because that one doesn't work so well anymore now that there's Milo cereal under the keys. A hot point, if you do want your keyboard to work its best, I would strongly not recommend putting Milo cereal in your keyboard. But enough of that, let's get to our video. So we have a beautiful presentation of this this box here today. On the back, it's got its key points, speed, durability, and illumination. Now the Vulcan itself is equipped with its own special Titan switches. Now, much the same as the Cherry switches, they are from what they express, they are quite similar quality. They're somewhere between a mix of a cherry red and a cherry brown switch, but they themselves are brown in color, but do not get them mistaken with a cherry brown, because they are in fact the Titan Roccat especially made the switch for these Aimo keyboards. Anyway, so once we get into that, we're gonna open up the base here. I saved some time and I've cut the plastic tabs off already, so if you're just wondering, it did come pre-sealed. I haven't actually bought a faulty product, or at least I hope not. Okay, so what do we have here? Beautiful. So we have our magnetic palm rest. Set that to the side for the minute. We have our base piece keyboard with some software guide installation instructions. Put those to the side. That's all we have in the box. Set that to the side. It does come quite well presented in a protective plastic covering. Just peel this back here. Bear with me. Sorry for those users that are on headphones at the moment. This is probably ruining your fucking ears, but that's not my problem. So get a set of speakers, you plebs. Oh, wow, she definitely appears to be quite a thin keyboard on first impression. It is a somewhat tapered design from the base, so whether it's going for the appearance of making it look a bit thinner than it actually is, may be the case. It does have a completely braided cord. Now it doesn't have. Now it's not modifiable, it only goes in the one position, whereas some you might have seen can go on either left, right, or whatever suits your method the best. Now, basically, down to the design of it, the keycaps are just the thinnest. Here, let's get one off. Just the thinnest little things. They don't have skirts, is what they've been designed with, which we've determined is a lie from first impressions, because there is a skirt around this key, but we won't dwell on that because that's really not the point. The keys themselves, in fact, are red. I was under the impression they were brown. Not so disappointing. Just a bit of misinformation. Oh, that's nice. Like that. So just take off the... Okay, sorry, excuse me. Okay, beautiful. I suppose we'll get the wrist rest out of its bag. Okay, it is textured. It is quite well in there. So we have the magnetic wrist rest, which comes with the Roccat logo embossed on the side there, or engraved rather, should I say. Who really fucking cares? Either way, the sticker is easy to get off. Apparently it's a magnetic. Ooh, did you see that? Go for the action replay there. Ooh, that is just sleek. As it sits on the desk, it is a completely metal frame. It does have clear keycaps. I assume you can see that as well as I can from here. It does have clear keycaps. They are external to the board, whereas, as you would be aware if you've ever used a keyboard before, most other boards do in fact have them recessed in the body of the board. Just gonna go ahead and slap this braided cable in, if you'll bear with me for one moment. Oh fuck, 50-50 chance and I fucked it up. Ooh, okay, now we're cooking with fire. So basically it's a very simple layout on the keyboard. You don't have those extra hotkeys like the other Fandangle keyboards have per se, but you do have your function buttons, M1 through 6. You've got your functions up the top for user profiles, which I haven't set any, so that won't do fuck all. Basically just disregard that. Function keys, internet, email, calculator, because everyone uses the fucking calculator all the time. All your music buttons, and they do have this beautifully designed little knob. Ooh, it's very rigid. It's a rigid knob. I wouldn't say that it's a sloppy knob. It's probably one of the most rigid volume knobs that I've touched today, in fact. Anyway, moving on from the knobs, so we've got your volume button there, which does fuck all. That one mutes it, so that's one thing. Oh, it flashes. Okay, now it's unmuted. Would you look at that? It's quite responsive. The keyboard is now up and running. Unfortunately, I don't have the editing skills to capture what's on the screen, so you're going to have to basically suck that up and take my word for it. Also, another feature of this keyboard, fucking cat hair. Another feature of this keyboard is instead of your keys up the top, usually it's got your illumination for your caps and your numlock. Whereas on the Roccat Aimo 121 Vulcan, they do have them down the bottom here. I don't know what the fuck that one is, so I can't turn it on to show you, but numlock, caps lock, and I don't know what the fuck that one is either, so anyway, that one stays on apparently. What else do we have? Basically the cable. There is a myth actually at the moment that you could tow a semi-trailer with a boat behind it just with the tensile strength of this cord. It's not something I'm going to be showing you in this video. Unfortunately, I don't have the equipment necessary to cover that one today. Unfortunately, if I do get a few more subscribers, I will most definitely endeavour to get myself a semi-truck and a boat and a trailer, and we can definitely give this cord a whirl. Otherwise, if there's anyone from Mac listening, sponsors are fine. I could just use one of your tracks, but that's really, up to you guys. I think I sold it pretty well, but yeah. Up here as well, which I completely skimmed past, there is an FX button if you do have FX. Whatever the fuck that is, I'm not really sure. I'm not completely aware of what the fuck that does. Something to do with effects, I assume. But I'm going to leave it on this one here because that's what I know. Just having a quick look here on the software. So Roccat has its own software. Has its own software, which is a Roccat Swarm. So it does have some functions that you can change in here. I may have downloaded this previously to, to save you the pain of watching me do it, figuring it out. So we've got quite a few different settings here. I'll just show you a quick couple here. So it's got fully customizable. It's got a ripple theme, which is quite, that's just something else, isn't it? And you can change the speed at which the ripple happens, which, that's quite interesting. Ooh, it went slower. That's fantastic. You can adjust the brightness so you don't use, you know, all of your keyboard battery, I suppose. I don't know. Who fucking cares? Crank it up to max. Piss off your wife. Do whatever. I'd just leave it at full brightness, really. Honestly, you're not missing much by dropping the brightness down there. Ooh. That's quite nice. You've got the wave, not to be confused with the Mexican wave. The keys no longer function with anything here, but it just simply does the wave of colours over and over and over and over and over and so on. You get the idea. We've got Snake, in case you want to get that happening. That's kind of cool. It's really... Hold on. You can adjust the speed for your Snake. There we go. Now she's moving. Look at that, through all the F keys, scroll keys, brake keys, num keys, enter keys, num keys again, F keys, spacebar, F keys, back down to D, F2, and so on. Anyway, I won't commentate exactly where it goes. You can go with fully lit, which is it's quite nice. You can modify the sections of your keyboard to reflect whatever spastic fucking colour that you desire. So just throwing a couple of custom ones in there. So basically, if you want it to look like a unicorn threw up on your keyboard, then that is a definite possibility with this keyboard. Alternatively, that has this factory Aimo intelligent lighting, so it responds to your key touches. So if you say finger the L key, it'll change colour. Assume the frame rate's quick enough to see that that's doing it with what I press. Yes, beautiful. Quite an interesting feature. Excuse me. So yeah, that's the software. There's not really a whole lot else in there. You can do your key assignment, so you can assign all your macros, 1 through 6, which is sweet fuck all in terms of macros. But if you play those wanky games where you need a lot of macros, then either get a different keyboard or get a life, basically. This is the two only options. If you bought this keyboard with the intention of having 27 programmable macros, then you fucked up massively. That's on you, buddy. I bought this one because I'm pretty basic. It came from a Cooler Master Devastator, which covered in fucking cat hair, but oh, and Milo. Yeah, so the enter button's kind of stuck. Everything's kind of fucked, but yeah. Anyway. Give you an idea for what the switches sound like. I think I just put my head in the frame there, but what the switches sound like, so I'm just going to be quiet for a second. Oh, sorry, that was bad. Just give me 1 second. Give that again. The spacebar is quite clacky. If you put that side by side with another keyboard, such as my Milo encrusted Cooler Master, quite a significant difference. It's much more tactile than this piece of shit. Probably doesn't help that there is Milo through it. The enter button doesn't return, so it doesn't really have that same clicky. The Cooler Master on a total, I would probably if I had to rate it for value, it's pretty up there. It's about $70 for mouse and keyboard. I'm too stinged to buy the Roccat mouse, so unfortunately I'm still stuck with the Devastator 3 Cooler Master mouse for now. Not that we're here for that, but I can't remember where I was going with that, so I'm just going to stop talking about it now. The keyboard itself, the finish on it is somewhat like, what's the best thing to compare it to? I'd say if you've ever seen a DMC DeLorean, say out of Back to the Future, they have a brush metal body, much the same as the brush metal on this keyboard. This keyboard cannot in fact travel through time, regardless of if you get it to 88 miles an hour. I swear to fucking God if it does, though, it is definitely worth much more than what I paid for it. And in terms of value, I'd say the Roccat as for design, for the build quality of it, for the keycaps, for the switches, for the price of a mechanical keyboard, it just, the return rate is phenomenal. It feels like basically it's like you're fingering a marshmallow, but that marshmallow responds by telling your computer what buttons you pressed. It's quite nice. It's really nice. If you were here, you would understand. So basically, on a design level, sleek simpleness would just give it somewhere in the high range. I do my ratings out of a scale of 36. If that doesn't quite make sense to you how I work that out, basically you can go fuck yourself, because I have no interest in explaining it. But 36 was the number that I have chosen, and for a total, this keyboard, it definitely serves the purpose it is. The price of it is phenomenal for what you receive with the click-clacky marshmallow fingering buttons. That's just, yeah, it's unbeatable, really. You could go out and buy a Cooler Master for, half the price, but one single little Milo accident, and that's 70 down the drain. Just gone. Not a fucking chance you're gonna get that back. Roccat have the external buttons. They're all completely capped off. There's splash-proof, waterproof. You can dunk this thing in the fucking toilet bowl and then beat the shit out of your boss with it. It will still work at the end of the day, from what they have described. Next time I want to dunk a keyboard in the toilet, this will be the one I'll be testing it on, and there will be a future video for that. If I do post it, it will be in the link below this video. On the grand scheme of ratings, I'd have to put this keyboard somewhere at a strong 32.75 out of 36. The only thing really letting it down at all is the fact that if you shake it really hard, the wrist rest will actually detach. So if you're one of those people that when you lose a match, you get all upsetty spaghetti, you want to throw your shit around, you want to go punch your wife or your dog, this keyboard, unfortunately, you're going to lose that sort of weight that would have been beneficial in causing bodily harm. So that's probably where it's going to be missing points for me. Other than that, the knob, like I said previously, is absolutely phenomenal. Everything else about it makes me want to touch myself. There's really no down points for this Roccat keyboard. Honestly, it's just, it is so good. I love it. Anyway, basically that's all. If you have any comments, please leave them in the thing below the video where you leave comments. I don't know. Don't do it. I couldn't give a fuck. I'm not going to read them anyway. So unless you're going to talk to your mates about it in the comments, then you know, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Subscribe or fuck yourself. Your call. Thanks for watching.